What's up, everybody? It's your favorite half homeless looking monkey wrencher here to talk to you today about the Miata ITM timing kit. Now, the reason I want to talk to you about this one here is a lot of people buy all sorts of cheap timing kits for this, and I want you guys to know that this one here is the one you want to buy. If I could get it open, I will show you why. Dropping stuff. Oh, sweet. Now, the beauty about this timing kit is it actually comes with cam seals, so one of the beauties about this kit is it comes with every cam seal that this engine would ever need. Not this particular engine, but this one does serve for the Mazdas, Fords, and the Kias. So I'm not exactly sure which ones. They're all going to be the B6D or B61D, B6D, things of that nature. The Mercury Capri has it, I know that. The Miata has it. The MX-3 has it. And I'm not sure which Kia models. I don't really care to look it up, but that is extremely important. Also, it comes with genuine Japanese tensioners. Behind me here, you'll see I have a Subaru Forester. This Forester actually has a Honda V6 in it, but when it did have the Boxer engine, there was a video I made that was specifically targeting about why you wanted to get the gates. I believe it had an N at the end of the part number. This ITM kit comes with genuine NTN bearings. These are the premium ones that you want to get. Don't mess around with anything else. No gate stuff, no standard, anything of that nature. Always go NTN if you can. And then this is going to be the part that's actual genuine ITM part, and that's going to be their belt. Their belt is good quality as far as I know. I don't have any real life experience with it, so we're going to find out today. So you notice I have my old belt here, and this is actually where I marked the cams before I took it off. We are back with the Turbo Miata here, and as you can see, it looks a little bit different. That's because I forgot to put the back plate on. Dope. Learn from my mistake. Do not forget to put that on. Now, I do have my block off plate here, so things are going to be a little bit different. It's not exactly going to seal real perfect there. I'm not really sure I care a lot. We'll see exactly how that affects things and whether or not we need to make something that'll sit in this little cavity, create a seal. Shouldn't be that difficult. And, again, I want to emphasize the ITM kit. Not only is this belt extremely tight, which makes me feel great, it's not too tight, obviously it's got some play in here. And I did actually, push this over quite a bit, tighten it down, so maybe a little bit tighter than normal. And we're going to cycle it real quick here and check and make sure everything's in time. But before we do that, I want you to note that there is a little notch right here on the I, and there's a little notch right here on the E of these two cams. Now the I is up here for intake, E is up here for exhaust, and it's going to be the opposite for how they sit. That way you time it with this little V right here, this little notching. And so you'll see that they are perfectly lined up. See that one there, and that one there. That's the best they're going to get. You can also go in here and you can count in between these, and that's 19 teeth. Something that I want to note is that I had marked it last time, right, to show where I had it before. And this shows me that the last time before I pulled this off, this was actually one tooth off on the cam. It was rotated one more, which would have been 20 teeth in here. Now, before we go and turn it, because I did have the head off, I have severely cleaned everything. I took a bunch of assembly lube and I just kind of ran it on the cam. Now, the exhaust side, obviously, I can't get it down inside there. So we're not going to, rotate it too terribly much, but I did put it all on the very edges right here, so that when I do turn it, it's only going to get, maybe a third of a rotation before it hits the assembly lube on top of the valves there, and that'll make everything nice and easy. So let's go ahead and check and verify that we're in time here. So it's hard to see, but there's a little notch right down here, okay, and that's, the little arrow sitting down in there, okay. That shows we're at TDC. Another way is that you can see the spark, this doesn't go in very far. It's sitting right on top of spark plug 1. All right, let's give it a turn. All right, this is going to take a minute. This will let us know if we have it the tensioner right as well. And there it starts to come around. All right. So it should be exactly the same as you see here. That's the intake notch on the exhaust cam. And the exhaust cam, again, perfectly lined up. Fantastic. You can see these are both sticking straight up. And they're just kind of tilted in just slightly. Again, I've also got this tight already. Let's see if we can get it back one more time. There it is. And just like before, E on the exhaust, I for the intake. And that's how you time it. I mean, it's real simple. It's not rocket science, but I kind of wanted to touch on it just in case anybody else hasn't been here before and done that. I do want to shout out Greg Peters at the Car Passion channel. I'm not going to lie, I did use his trick, which I'm sure is not just his trick because these are made for it. Put one like that, take the other one, put it in here like that, and then you vice grip them together, and that holds everything in place. It did work really well, so thanks for that tip. Anybody who thinks that YouTubers don't watch other YouTubers' stuff and possibly copy of each other or learn, rather than call it copy, we can call it learning from each other, because we all come up with interesting ways to do stuff. And I want to touch on that for a second. Not long ago, somebody accused me of everything I know came from YouTube. Well, I'm 36 years old. I've been building cars ever since I was, like a little dude. There was no YouTube. So this is definitely not something that it's not like I own a Miata. Now I should go on YouTube and learn everything about the Miata. But at the same time, where do you go to learn besides ripping something apart, knowing what it already is? I know what all these parts are, but where do I get the specs for them at? You gotta go online and get the specs. And there's a lot of us that make these YouTube videos so that if someone else sees them, we go, hey, we've already solved this for you, bro. Go ahead and take a look at it. Let me know if what I did can help you. And that's really what we're about here in the car community. This isn't about, look, I have a bunch of subs, we're making money. No, this is about a sense of community. A lot of these videos get put up because we don't know who may or may not find them useful. For all I know, one of my subs is new to Miatas, doesn't know about this stuff, sees my channel, goes, hey, you know this stuff, and rather than even go through my videos, he goes, hey, I saw a video where it looked like you knew what you're talking about with some of this stuff. Have you experienced any of this other crap? And I go, let me tell you what I experienced. And then, this is it. So I just want to make sure that, people understand that we YouTubers, a lot of times we started out as somebody who was watching the video because we were curious. Anybody with a brain who works on cars is likely going to watch a video about how to do something that they're getting ready to do. If you're getting ready to pull the head off and do all this stuff, you're going to go and find other people that have done it because you want to see, is there something they did, a little trick that they found out that you can apply to what you're doing? And it may be adopted into your future from there forward, where you're like, this is how I'm going to do things from now on. I learned this neat trick. That's how we all learn, guys. So there's no reason in shaming somebody for possibly watching YouTube videos and learning how you think you guys got here. So thank you. I appreciate y'all. We just hit 500 subs today, and I got a pretty cool announcement for that. And we're going to see if maybe we can add something to the other giveaway. So if you did make it this far, you could drop down in the comments some things that you may want to see added to the next giveaway or to the big giveaway. Thinking about adding another fairly, it goes in line with the quick disconnect, but another NRG part. So if you can guess what it is, go ahead and throw it down there. I'm pretty sure a couple of us might. But anyways, thanks for being here. I appreciate y'all. This is how we do the timing belt and all the junk, and now we can finally really start moving forward, because once I got that on, I got these all these parts cleaned up, which actually there's something I did want to touch on real quick, is I'm a little frustrated with the engine tech kit because it didn't come with any of these seals for these timing covers here. I have to do all that stuff myself, and I'm just a little frustrated because I had to reuse the old stuff, and thankfully it's not destroyed. That would have really pissed me off if I broke these. And it's, you know, it's not like I'm worried about it, like this part right here. I'm not exactly sure where that is. I'm pretty sure I left it back there. Hopefully I still have that part and I didn't just rip it out and throw it away, because I don't have another one. So yeah, that's it though. Hope y'all doing okay. Peace.